Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
Very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Chasing Winners. Really looking forward to this program tonight at Mandurah, the Winter Sprint Final. And a good card tomorrow night as well. 12 races. Good to see back on there tomorrow evening at Mandurah. And also a good night last night, Shorty at Northam and also at Albion Park. Some WA Greyhounds did very well. Sage to Neil making it through to the feature final next week. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Pete. Also to you, Jesse. Everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners. Lovely to have your company on this Friday morning. It was good for Sage to Neil. Unfortunately, didn't quite go to plan for most of the rest of the reps from a WA perspective, and it's a bit unusual in recent times when we've had dogs go up and represent us in these carnivals. We've normally gone a touch better than what we did last night, but there was some excellent chasing there at Albion Park. Likewise, at Sandown Park, they had 3 heats of the McKenna Memorial. Gee, there were some stunning runs there as well. We saw Ethanol Volume, most impressive, Orley Bale, and Big Energy, of course, who was across here for the Sandgroper, finished runner-up. It'll go through to that McKenna Memorial final, up to 600 metres for the first time there last night. So be interested to see how Big Energy goes in that final. And Ethanol Water was also really good. So great racing all over Australia. And locally, of course, as you touched on that meeting at Northam, also very good. So big night of chasing there last night. All right, let's welcome in Jesse Erenshaw. He's made it safely back from Northam. It was a good card last night. Yeah,
it was. There was really some impressive performance by 2 of Paul Stewart's greyhounds. Bezecchi, he was fantastic. He went past Kingshot like he was standing still, and he's got a massive motor Kingshot. And Bagnaya really returned to form going back around a 2-turn track. So exciting to see how their prospects fare. Probably both going to be targeting the Nationals, I assume, at Northam in August there, Pete.
Interesting, Chris Holz's comments, was it earlier this week or last week when he said he won't be taking greyhounds up to Northam?
At all.
No,
but he will. But he said he's suggesting he may spend more time with his runners on the bird going to the East Coast.
Interesting for the Nationals, though, which were just coming off what Jesse mentioned about the Nationals, that the Holz kennel who've dominated, haven't they, for a WA point of view for many, many years. I know there's a lot of other good greyhounds there, but some of the good stayers that they've got possibly won't be representing Western Australia or going into the chance to represent WA this year. Yeah,
it's a different look, that's for sure. But, I mean, everyone, to be fair, everyone's got different ideas. Some don't want to race at Mandurah, some don't want to race at Northam. Some people don't love racing at Cannington. Everyone's got their own ideas and what they do and don't like for their greyhounds, and at the end of the day, they're entitled to. That's when you own and train dogs. It's your prerogative where you'd like to race them, I guess. So, regardless, we've got plenty of nice ones going around. Last night's meeting, I thought, was a good example of that. And with a pile of our real top liners away on the East Coast, we've still got some pretty good depth in WA chasing at the minute.
We certainly do. All right, let's get to this program tonight. We start off over the 400 metres and a vacant box in 5. Luxio Wave currently at $2.80. Power Up Yoshi $2.60. All Grunt $3.50 on Tab Touch. Jesse, which way are you going in the first?
I'll go 4-1-3-6. Number 4 Power Up Yoshi on top. Was a good winner from a wide draw last start when defeating Weston Tilly. I think can go back into the winners list. For second, number 1 Luxio Wave. For third, 3 Jacoby Bale. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6 All Grunt. 4-1-3-6 race number 1.
Yeah, just pretty challenging way to kick off the night. I've had almost a bracket selection with the 1 and 4 here. Both not winning machines with sort of 2 of 23 and 2 of 23. They've got identical winning hit rates. But I was pretty taken by the win of Power Up Yoshi last time out and having a good run with his team at the moment, Morgan Turner. So I've gone with the 4 on top just from the 1. I thought they sort of stood out a little bit from the rest here. Then including number 3, Jacoby Bale. And I'll also include the 6. So it's a Shazam with Jesse here in the first. 4-1-3-6.
I'm going 1-4-7-6. Number 1 Luxio Wave on top from the inside draw. Was a good winner last start for Kelly Buckwell. That was the Greyhounds' first win in 16 starts of the track and distance, so maybe he can continue on. Number 4 for second, Power Up Yoshi. I agree that I think it's a race in 2. 7 every step, 6 All Grunt. 1-4-7-6 race number 1. Race 2 over the 300 metres. The favourite here is number 8 Impress Rolls at $2.50. Greyhound who's won 3 of 8 over the distance, Shorty, and importantly, the thing that I like that stands out for me is he's 3 from 3 from box number 8.
Oh, Pete, this is my first best bet on the program. We've got a Fairy Foss Planet on our hands here with the greyhound drawn in box number 8, Impress Rolls. Loves it out there in this particular box. Was a good winner going back a handful of runs ago in 17.05. Has since been in tougher grade. Now finds itself right back to a mixed grade 5 and 6. Has won here from box number 8 in 17.18. I just thought from this draw, Impress Rolls would return to the winners list. Big respect for number 2, Oh Yeah, All Right. It's another dog that's right back in grade. It's going to be some form of threat in this race, particularly if it gets it right at box rise. But it's won 2 of 17 from the draw. Was a slight query compared to the winning hit rate of Impress Rolls. Number 1, China Panda, is another dog that's right back in class here and was a 17.05 winner recently. Glenn Curry going well with his team. Just a little concern, 1 placing from 5 starts from box 1 and just 2 placings from 6 starts from box 2. So it's had 11 starts from the inside. No wins, 3 placings, little bit of a worry. And I'll also include here number 3, Flying Goldwind, who's a dog I've got a bit of respect for as one of the outsiders of the field. It might help to jack up trifectas and first fours, but I'm keen here. Made 8, one of my bets of the night. Impress Rolls from number 2. Oh Yeah, All Right. Thought it was a good Quinella. 8, 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 8 and 3, same numbers, slightly different order, with 2 Oh Yeah, All Right on top, dropping out of grade 4 and free for all company, back down to a mixed 5, 6. It won't take him too long to win one of these races. From 1, China Panda was a good winner, 4 back in 17.05. Hopefully she can use box 1 to an advantage. Like Shorty said, her box 1 record's awful. For 3rd, number 8, Impress Rolls, who is loves box 8, and for 4th, I'll throw in number 3, Flying Goldwing, who's more than capable. 2, 1, 8 and 3, race number 2.
I like Impress Rolls as well from the outside draw, so I'm putting him on top. From number 2, Oh Yeah, All Right. For 3rd, number 3, Flying Goldwing can improve, and number 5, Incredible Pink, 8, 2, 3, 5. Race number 2. Race number 3, favourite here, Figs McGee at $2.35 for Lewis Clay. Greyhound is first up over this distance, but has raced with success at Mandurah before. First start from box number 1. All of his wins have come from outside draws, but I just think in a race like this, he should be able to find the front, and I'm going to put him on top. So 1 on top for me. For 3, Turk's Dream, who's chasing very well over the 300 metres. Number 7, Opal Deluxe, has got a good record at the track. And number 2, Found the Break, was a nice last start winner as well. Shorty, 1-3-7-2.
Yeah, I've gone the same way with the red on top. Figs McGee. From the pink, Crisscross Lass. Number 3, Turk's Dream, and then not much between the 2 and 4, Hello Bailey and Found the Break. 1, 8, 3 and 4 for me. Race number 3, Jesse.
I'll go 1, 8, 7, 3, 1 Figs McGee on top. The sectionals over the 400 metres suggest that he should be off and gone over 300. For 2nd, number 8, Crisscross Lass. For 3rd, 7, Opal Deluxe. And for 4th, I'll throw in 3, Turk's Dream. 1, 8, 7, 3, race number 3.
What about in race 4, Jesse? All About Cole's the favourite, currently quoted at $2 with Tab Touch.
Yeah, this is an interesting race. There's plenty of greyhounds here that have been known to burn punters. But I'll stick with All About Cole. He wasn't a bad effort from a box. He doesn't really enjoy the red. Before then was a good winner over this trip in 37.06, which is significantly faster than the majority of the field. So I'll go with him on top. From 2, Vander Harley, good run last week when showing a bit of early dash. For 3rd, 6, Window Shopper, and for 4th, I'll throw in 1, Hippie Trail. 4, 2, 6, 1, race number 4.
We mentioned that box 1 last week, Shorty, and just with the call, as soon as they come into sight, all he wanted to do was get off the rails.
Spot on. And so if we could get this dog into box 8, it'd be a complete moral. 4 is a lot more friendly for the dog tonight than what 1 was last week for 2 reasons. 1, there's a vacant box in 5, and 2, in box number 6 is Window Shopper, who's not known as a genuine sort of out-and-out speed dog early. It can from time to time show a bit of pace, but as long as they don't find each other here, they look to get a super chance. Vander Harley's going to get a lovely run because All About Cole wants to get up the track. Window Shopper not always brilliant. You'd think that Vander Harley gets a good look. Hippie Trail slow on its inside. It's going to land right up on top of the speed, and it went 37.46 in that capacity last week. All About Cole, though, in that run last week had 3 or 4 checks, didn't get to where it wanted to be, was only beaten a length and a quarter. It really does get a good opportunity to turn the table. So I'm going with number 4, All About Cole on top. Just hope it and 6 don't find each other here. 6 to me was a big danger, as was the 2, Vander Harley. Those 3 really stood out a little bit. And Hippie Trail, you just rove it into 3rd and 4th. It's certainly the one dog that'll be running home and does love running into a tickie. 4-6-2-1.
I'll go 4-6-2-8. All About Cole, I think, should be winning as well in race number 4. Now, the scratchings are through. The reserves are out of race 2. Go down to race number 6, scratch number 8, Terra County. So race 6, number 8 comes out, and then the reserves are out of races 8, 9 and 10. Thanks to Samara Pickett for sending that information through. Let's go to race number 5 on the program. And here on Tab Touch, the favourite is Whole Shot. Shorty currently quoted at $2.50.
Yeah, not a bad race, this one. I thought the Wings had it. Whole Shot and also Crooked Kelly were the two runners that interested me most in this particular event. I've ended up with number 1 on top, Whole Shot here. From number 8, Crooked Kelly. Not a stack between the two, to be honest. Just thought that off the inside draw, place 2 of 3, Whole Shot. That effort 2 back in 27.61, it actually defeated Crooked Kelly by 2 1/4 on that occasion. I thought that looked a pretty nice form reference here. So leaning slightly towards the 1, Whole Shot. From the 8, Crooked Kelly. Plenty of respect for this chaser. Then number 3, Glasgow Boy, who's a dog that's never too far away from the action. And I'll round it out with number 2, Security Guard. 1, 8, 3 and 2, race number 5.
I'll go 8-1-6-4, 8 Crooked Kelly on top. Coming off a good second, first up over the trip. Went to Northam, didn't have much luck from a middle draw. I think from box 8, she could stay out of trouble here and prove pretty hard to beat. From number 1, Whole Shot. For third, 6, West on Panda. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Go Get 'em Greta. 8-1-6-4, race number 5.
I'll go 8-1-6-2, Jesse. Crooked Kelly on top for me as well. I think she can go one better than that first up effort when running second behind Whole Shot. I think she can turn the table, so 8 on top. 1 Whole Shot's nicely drawn. Number 6, West on Panda. 2 Security Guard. 8-1-6-2. Race 6, free for all over the 400 metres. Crumble Manelli, $1.80 favourite, in from $2. Well, last week we just forget the run, don't we, Shorty? Put it in the bin and just move on and hope that he can bounce the front and be hard to run down again.
Yes. I think at the odds-on quote, I'm just going to watch on, Pete. There's Solid Tank with some pace. Sunset Callisto was a winner in good time going back 3 runs ago. I'd probably lean towards maybe an each-way play with number 1 since Sunset Callisto at the better value if I had to. It's not a race I'm going to bet into personally. I think Crumble Manelli's best just fronts up and wins here, but it's now had a couple of goes at coming back from a break and it's been beaten, trim odds at its last 3, $2.30, $2.10, $1.40. So while it's got a great winning hit rate, if you've stuck with it the last 3, there's some burn marks on the fingers, so we're happy enough to just watch on. Hard to beat if it gets it right at the start. If it doesn't, though, then, dogs like Sunset Callisto, 2 Solid Tank with that early pace, and didn't mind the run of Irving Bale either. Last week we saw James Jeffries produce a number of dogs at their first look here in WA. These Bale dogs, he's obviously bought a package of them, and most of them look to have races to win here in WA. I thought I was pretty impressed by most of them last week. 1, 4, 2, 3.
I'll go with number 1, Sunset Callisto on top as well. Defeated Crumble Manelli going back to late April when these two matched up again. So from box number 1, it's only won once, but I think with a bit of pace, it's probably not a bad spot to be drawn on the fence. For second, for Crumble Manelli, just want to see what he does, want to see him get it back to winning ways before we can sort of even entertain playing with him. For third, number 3, Irving Bale, and for fourth, I'll throw in 2 Solid Tank. 1, 4, 3, 2, race 6.
I think he's a great price, Crumble Manelli. I'm going to stick with him. Vacant box and he's outside. As I said, forget that run last start. Nothing will go with him early. He leads and wins. So 4 on top, Crumble Manelli. From number 1, Sunset Callisto. Number 2, Solid Tank. And 3, Irving Bale. 4, 1, 2 and 3 in race number 6. Before we go to race number 7, today's Carnarvon meeting has been abandoned, and tomorrow's meeting at Roebourne has been abandoned due to excessive rainfall overnight as well. So take note that Carnarvon and Roebourne both off. Race number 7 over the 400 metres, and the favourite here is number 1, Unleash Mayhem at $2. I'm going for one a bit more value at Sunset Tyson at $3.60. A greyhound who's been racing against the likes of Uncle Tommy, sneaky emoji, a little bit twisted recently. Good record from wide draws. Returned from Queensland, didn't have a lot of luck behind, a little bit twisted last start. So 8 on top, I think he's good value. Number 1, Unleash Mayhem, has been racing in provincial grade 4 and 5, and even last start was a country assessed race. So it's a big step up in class for him, in my opinion. For third, number 2, Steel Girl, and 3, Nova Girl. 8, 1, 2 and 3, Shorty.
Going same way, Pete. Sunset Tyson, I think, is good value at that price. A city class dog that we've seen run some really hot times over the 520 at Cannington. Might not be getting involved in the early here, but that might be to its advantage because Unleash Mayhem, Steel Girl, both capable of running quick early. They may find each other early on in this race, and if that's to be the case, could be the dog with momentum out wide, Sunset Tyson, that gets a chance. All this dog needs is 5 to 6 steps left alone, and it can really muster down the outside and take some stopping. So go with the 8 from the 1, 2 Steel Girl, no luck last week, dog's better than that, and 7 Light Manelli. This grade of race always has to be respected. 8, 1, 2 and 7.
I'll go 8, 1, 2, 3, so same way as Pete. Sunset Tyson on top. I thought you're getting great value for a city class chaser who has shown he's more than capable of sprinting in the past with some elite early sectionals. 8, 1, 2 and 3, race 7.
Race number 8 is the Greyhounds WA Winter Sprint Final. Sunset Hornet already supported from $2.50 into $2.20, and Barbecue Man's at $4.20, $4.60 about Al Benson. Some very good winners of this race, and some greyhounds that bring back some fond memories, Shorty, including Firefly Jack, who won the first running of this race back in 2000, Black Watch in 05. Top Fuel was a very good sprinter as well. Also going through the years, Mike Q, and also Bones McCoy, who was successful last year. There's a lot of very good sprinters that have won this race, and we're going to find another one tonight. Sunset Hornet deserves to be the favourite, in my opinion, with the 4 consecutive victories. What are your thoughts here?
I'm sticking with the dog that I think is going to be probably the best out of these, but a city dog, not a sprinter. No, I don't think we'll see a truckload of Barbecue Man over 400 metres, but I'll tell you one thing, this dog, it's best right now. It's in the top 3 or 4 sprinters in the whole state, let alone over 400. The distance is not ideal, but this dog's class with a capital C, and often these sorts of dogs find ways to win despite ugly maps and the like. This is a race where there's quite a bit of early pace. It's not going to be push button that Sunset Hornet just rolls to the top here. Our Benson, What a Ripper, Kingsbury Demon, Brain Teaser, a little bit twisted. They've all got early pace. Barbecue Man probably not going to be going with them, but it's got a wicked turn of foot, this dog, and if it can just steer clear of early trouble, I think it can navigate a path and be right there in the finish, and it's a great price about a dog that's in rare form, $4.20. So I'll stick with 6 Barbecue Man. Number 8, a little bit twisted for me, is a great roving banker play in this particular race. It's drawn where it wants to be off the track here, and there's a lot of dogs that may not lead that do their best work leading. That being the case, it out there minding its own business. 9 starts from box 8, Pete. 4 wins, 4 placings. It is 8 out of 9 from the floss. Wonderful rove, number 8, a little bit twisted. Respecting number 3, Sunset Hornet, the dog's going great, but I just don't love the price. In a field full of this sort of quality, I'm looking for better than what's available there. And the other one I'll throw in, it's one of the outsiders of the field. It's going to be similar to Barbecue Man, really strong, and one of our better city sprinters went up and running, went on a tear through sort of March, April, and I speak of Bungee Man. I liked its run at big odds last week. It can get back and charge home to the line and jack up trifectas and first 4s here. It's a cracking race. I'm not going to talk you out of whoever you like, but I think 6 Barbecue Man's great value at the current price, and I think 8's a great rove. 6, 8, 3 and 5.
I'll go 3, 6, 1 and 2. Number 3, Sunset Hornet on top. She's won her last 4, all in good company in finals and provincial class races. She's electric out early. I think even if Barbecue Man sits right on her, she might have enough strength just to hold him off. For second, 6 Barbecue Man, the draw's not ideal. There's plenty of pace in the race, especially around him. For third, number 1, Al Benson off the inside draw. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, What a Ripper, 3-6-1-2, race 8.
Yeah, I'm going with number 3, Sunset Hornet as well. She just needs to be able to cross and find the top. She's got that early speed to do so, as we've seen in the last 4 starts, so I think she'll be winning. Number 6, Barbecue Man, obviously the main danger. 1, Our Benson's ideally drawn, and 8, a little bit twisted, 3-6-1-8 in race number 8 on the program. Race number 9, and here we see West on Astro at $2.50, Wise Barra at $2.70. I'm going with number 1, West on Astro, a greyhound who's 3 from 3 at the track and distance, a good record from inside draws. Number 2, Wise Barra, the kennel mate, as the hardest to beat. Number 8, Starlight Ariel will be strong late, and 3, Lip Tricks, 1, 2, 8 and 3 in race number 9.
Shazam for me. I'm making number 1, Western Astro, one of the bets of the night, though. We know Wise Barra wants to go hard right at the start of its races. It's exactly what it'll do here, and that'll give Western Astro a car park up along the fence early doors. That's not a bad spot to be, and these 2 dogs met last time out. Wise Barra had drawn off the track. Western Astro drew the 5 on that occasion. It's much more favourably drawn here in 1 with Wise Barra running cover for it. The way the map settles here, Western Astro is a lovely bet. We'll stick with it as one of the best bets of the night. Race 9, number 1, from 2, Wise Barra, who'll get up the track and give it a lovely card along. It's capable on its night, though, Wise Barra. They looked a nice Quinella. 8, Starlight Ariel. Whatever happens, you know that it's going to be charging home over the concluding stages. And number 3, Lip Tricks, is also capable. I'll be throwing the 4 in as well, Clifton Cruz, who'll be charged.
All right, Jesse, we're waiting on your tips eagerly on race number 9.
I'll go against you, boys. 2, 1, 8 and 3, 2, Wise Barra on top. I don't think there's too much separating these 2, but I think Wise Barra is just the classier customer. Yes, that she led from box number 8 was run down, but I think with a couple more runs under her belt, she'd be a lot stronger. From number 1 in Western Astro, for third, 8, Starlight Ariel, and for fourth, 3, Lip Tricks, 2, 1, 8, 3, race number 9.
Can Simplicity bring that northern form, which you've seen a lot of this year, to town, or to Mandurah at least, $1.55 favourite?
Absolutely. Broke the first sectional record last week when winning over the 297, defeating Aztec Kid. I think is going to go a long way here. It's almost wrapped up the track star at this rate. For second, number 8, Erasmus Duke. For third, 7-2, Ronnie's. And for fourth, number 3, Distribution, 1, 8, 7 and 3, race number 10.
1, 8, 7 and 3 there for Jesse. This dog's flying at the moment. Simplicity. Love the way that Cody Charles has got it going. And yeah, the Northern stuff's been very good. I think it does transfer it here to Mandurah, and from the inside draw, they might not know which way it's gone. So 1 on top from 3, Distribution, knocking on the door. Number 8, Erasmus Duke. Interesting, it's been sort of up and down in distance a little bit, but it'll be very strong to the line here over 400 metres, get some room to operate. And 7-2, Ronnie's never far from the action. It's been runner-up at its last 3 on the bounce. 1, 3, 8 and 7.
Got some interesting communications after 2 Ronnies ran last week, Shorty. I said Nicola Heim was handling 2 Ronnies, and it was actually one of the boys from the kennel, so she wasn't too impressed. She thought it was funny, but she wasn't too impressed that I thought she looked like a boy.
No, it was an attractive young lady being compared to a young male. It's probably entitled to be a little bit fizzed up, Pete, I'd suggest.
Anyway, I will just concentrate on calling the race. I'm going 1, 7, 5 and 6. Simplicity should be winning here, and she's a lovely young lady. Race number 11 on the program. Here, the favourite is with number 4, Making It Rain at $2.10. Greyhound is 1, 2 of 6 over the distance. I'll go that way, 1 back-to-back. Good name for a greyhound who won her maiden last start up at Northam for third, number 5, Authorising, and 7, Incredible Nick, 4, 1, 5 and 7.
4, 1, 5 and 7 for Pete here in the last. Not a race that I'll be stepping into. I've gone with the 1 back-to-back to hopefully live up to its name and make it back-to-back victories. From 7, Incredible Nick. Making It Rain, he just went round at a very cramped quote and went under in the last race there last week as a $1.20 pop. Won't be getting involved there at the shorts, and I'll also include the 8 dozen Staples, who at really long odds could hit the frame here. So we'll go with 1, 7, 4 and 8.
I'll go 4, 1, 7 and 2, 4 Making It Rain on top. Yes, was second last week from an inside draw, but This race is even easier with vacant boxes as well. For second, number 1 in back-to-back. For third, 7, Incredible Nick. And for fourth, I'll throw into Zone Defence, 4172, race number 11.
And 415 and 7 for me. Those numbers at Warwick Nabil, 813 and 7. That information at Tab Touch. Let's go to, well, one of the wealthiest owners of greyhound racing at the moment. He owned 3 of the first 4 across the line at Mandurah on Wednesday, Shorty. And the first 4, I think, paid $2,500, and he probably had it 10 times. Ryan Levitsky joins us online. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, everyone.
How many times did you have it?
No, I didn't have it at all. But Lopesy back key moment at $17, so he was very happy.
Good on him. He's doing well. All right, your best tonight, please.
They're all from box 1, Pete. Race 1, number 1, Luxio Wave. I've jumped off Crumble Manelli. Can't trust it ever again. So race 6, number 1, Sunset Callisto, to take full advantage of box 1 and solid tank on its outside. And race 10, number 1, Simplicity. So race 1, number 1, race 6, number 1, race 10, number 1, and no quaddie.
Okay, let's turn our attention across to the Mandurah program tomorrow night.
Yeah, inside boxes again. Race 3, number 1, First Look. Race 5, number 2, My Anarchy Boy. Love this dog, especially at Mandurah. And race 8, number 1, Sunset Peppy, and a quaddie, only 9 combinations. First leg, Standout 2, My Anarchy Boy. Second leg, 1, 4, 6. Third leg, 2, 3, 5. Fourth leg, number 1, Sunset Peppy.
Okay, anything on Sunday, Monday or Tuesday?
Sunday, Gary Nelson's got a nice young one. Race 3, number 5, Surf the Sun, to lead all the way again over 300. Race 3, number 5. And Pete, if I can stray from greyhound racing for a moment, I think Gold Coast Suns right now, $3 to make the 8 is a magnificent bet.
I heard you say that earlier in the week. The boys ran with that, so interesting.
Massive overreaction to losing to Freo in Perth. I think they went from $1.75 to $3, and that is just value.
To Fremantle make the 8 still?
I don't know. No idea, but well, it's not a case of yes or no for me, Pete. I'd have Freo at $1.50 to make the 8, and I'd have the Gold Coast at $1.80 to make the 8. So
yeah,
I'm always looking for the value.
I know. I did. After I heard that on Drive the other night, I thought I'd have a look at it, and I thought, well, if the Gold Coast come in, then Fremantle go out with my calculations. So, and I've got Fremantle in, but I'm not going sword to sword with you because you're a very good judge, and especially at the long price.
I think Collingwood is shaky, Pete. To be honest.
Yep.
With all the injuries, and what they've got to play against.
Ryan, you found these little things at big prices over the years, Brownlow, the sides to make the 8 and the likes. Gold Coast, the only query, they're yet to win a game from home. Obviously, you're keen that in the back half of the season, Damien Hardwick will sort out their travel woes. In order for them to make the 8, they're going to have to win some games away from home. You're confident that Damien Hardwick will do enough to get them up and firing on the road?
I am, and if you have a look at their away games to come, you'll be with me. I just like their run from here, and they've got no big injuries, and they're young, and they'll be. I reckon, in years gone by, they've had nothing left at the end of the year. I think this year they're going to have plenty left.
All right.
We've talked me round. You've talked me round.
We'll be investing after the show. Thanks, Ryan. Enjoy your calling tonight.
See ya.
Ryan Levitsky there with his thoughts. He's a very good judge, not only in greyhound racing, but with football and many, many sports indeed.
He got a big result out of Adam Cooney when he won the Brownlow many years ago, Pete.
I know, he tells me about it all the time. That's why he's living on the coast and I'm living just in a slum somewhere. Jesse, what's your best tonight, please, and a quaddie?
Race 2, number 1, Figs McGee. Race 5, number 8, Crooked Kelly. And race 10, number 1, Simplicity. No quaddie there. Pete looks a bit too hard. Shorty, what do you like?
Pete, sorry, Jesse, can you please repeat that? Because I do read these out on the mail collection, and I missed all of that then.
Race 2, number 1, Figs McGee. Race 5, number 8, Crooked Kelly. And race 10, number 1, Simplicity. No quaddie, looks a bit hard.
Okay. That's actually race 3, number 1, 2, Figs McGee there. Otherwise, we'll be on China Panda in the second. And that would have gone head-to-head with my first best bet, which is race 2, number 8, Impress Rolls. The Floss Bandit, Pete, will step in
it.
here with the 2 and 8 Quinella. Then later in the night, the dog that will get the lovely run, drawn inside Wise Barra, who loves to get up the track. That's West on Astro, the kennel mate. And we'll take that 1-2 Quinella if you like. And another red runner, race 10, number 1, Simplicity, late in the night. I've taken doubles, trebles, and the all-up place with those. I think they'll all run well. Quaddy-wise, I've gone 1 and 8, leg 1. That's Whole Shot and Crooked Kelly. Second leg, 1 and 4, Sunset Callisto and Crumble Manelli. Third leg, 1, 2 and 8, Unleash Mayhem, Steel Girl and Sunset Tyson. 1, 2 and 8. Final leg numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. Out Benson, What a Ripper, Sunset Hornet, Bungee Man, Barbecue Man, Little Bit Twisted. That's $72 for a full unit. You can play the flexies there. $14 will get you, $14.40 will get you just under 20% in recap. 1, 8, 1, 4, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8.
All right, let's turn our attention across to Saturday night chasing. 12 race program this Saturday. Now See Here as a scratching after winning on Wednesday for Jamie Marsh. I'm actually going for a greyhound that ran third behind Now See Here in Better Call. Was well supported Wednesday. I think strips fitter again and should be very hard to beat. Number 1, Black Ness. Although unplaced in all 3 runs, I think that you'll see she's got some ability. For third, number 6, New Hope, and 8, Blue Buick was well supported last start. 4, 1, 6 and 8, I'll go on the first, Shorty.
4, 1, 6 and 8 for Pete there to kick off proceedings on Saturday night. I'll also opt for number 4 on top. Heard the interview with Steve Withers yesterday with Tim and Digby on the Sports Daily. He suggested that this dog's got its share of ability, just needs to get it right in the early parts of this race. Number 1 gets a good look at them from here, Black Ness. I thought that number 8, Blue Buick, was a greyhound that we want to be keeping a close eye on the way through. And number 2, Now See Here. Did you say Now See Here was a scratching? So the 2's out. That will leave me with a greyhound number 7, Loosole, 4187.
I'll go 4816, number 4, Better Call on top. From number 8 in Blue Buick, for third, 1 in Blackness, and for fourth, number 6, New Hope. 4, 8, 1 and 6 in race number 1. Pete?
Okay, race number 2. This is a novice over the 488 metres. Favourite is number 1, Sure Oliver, at $3.30. Placed last start behind Love Story. I thought Premium Star would be hard to beat in a race like this, even though he's awkwardly drawn. I was impressed with his win last start, Jesse. Which way are you going?
With you, Pete, 5A165, Premium Star on top. Was good, albeit from box number 1, but efforts before then from middle and wide draws were fantastic as well throughout that maiden series. For second, number 8 in Night Moon, with a lot of early pace, you could show out and lead here over the 488. For third, number 1, Sure Oliver, and for fourth, I'll throw in 6, Zinc. 5, 8, 1 and 6 race 2.
Yeah, I've gone the same way with the 5 on top here, Premium Star. I've been pretty impressed with what we've seen of this greyhound to this point in its career. The runner-up performance behind Iconic Jet was good, and this is a dog that all the form around it has held up. Jesse, if I'm not mistaken, Iconic Jet came out and dropped a 29-4 last night at Northern.
Flew around at Northern, yes, and it won that maiden series.
So it's pretty good form. Premium Star, it got within sort of a 0.1 of a length of it there in one of those maiden heats, and it's since come out and run really well. So I think it's a good price about Premium Star. I like the dog. From number 1, Sure Oliver. 6, Zinc will be nice and strong to the line in a race like this. And 7, Such a Vibe's been running plenty of placings. 5, 1, 6 and 7.
We agree. 5, Premium Star on top. Another one of the premium share. There's not too many on the ground, but they are all racing very well. 7, Such a Vibe's been very consistent. For third, number 6, Zinc. And 1, Sure Oliver, who I think's under the odds. 5, 7, 6, 1. Race number 2. Race number 3, First Look, is the favourite here at $2.15. A greyhound who was well supported last start when returning to the track and should strip fitter and gets box number 1, which, in my opinion, makes him very hard to beat, Shorty.
Absolutely it does. Pete made it one of the bets of the night. Number 1, First Look. This was the one that Steve Withers gave us a push for yesterday on the Sports Daily, if you heard that interview. So 1, First Look on top. The draw's ideal. From number 6, Toad. This was a really impressive performance last week, Toad. Put it on the clock as well. 27 and 26. It was too good for First Look on that occasion. This time around, though, First Look does get the draw advantage. So I thought that might be a key takeaway. Number 3, West on Madge, has to be respected. Last 2 runs from this greyhound have both been very good. And number 7, Gouda Manelli, is another dog with quite a motor. There's a few, though, that can fill the placings here. Nice race, 1, 6, 3 and 7.
Yeah, it's not often that you go against the greyhound who broke the race record last start, and I'm going with First Look on top, just from the box draw. Reversing the box draws from Toad last week, he comes into box number 1. I think he's going to be pretty hard to beat. From 3, West on Mad, she qualified really well, 27.48. Yet to put a performance like that on track, but was a good maiden winner. For 3rd, 6, Toad. Just from the wide draw, I think it's going to have to do a lot of work. And for 4th, I'll throw in 7, Gouda Manelli. He's not going to be in any early speed battle, but we'll be charging home to the line. 1, 3, 6, 7, race number 3.
I'm going the other way, and I'm sticking with Toad, greyhound that was a little bit costly to punters up at Cannington. I think he's got a big motor, and the connections have always thought that he had. And I think the Mandurah track really suits him, Shorty. We've spoken about this. Some greyhounds that are suited to the bigger track, and I think he's one of those dogs. So I'm going to put him on top to back up that win last week. 1, First Look, hardest to beat. 3, West on Madge, and 5, Love Story. 6, 1, 3, 5 in the 3rd. Race number 4, again a novice over the 488 metres. Number 2, Ripon Moses, $2.70. The favourite was a nice winner a couple of starts back, and then well supported a last start when finishing an unlucky 3rd behind Love Story, Jesse.
I thought we'd get a bit of value here in Beauty and Me. She's racing well. She's going to be on speed early. She wasn't a bad run behind Toad last week when leading Toad, but from box number 1, she should be off and gone. It's just a matter of who's going to get in a prominent position to chase. For 2nd, number 2, Ripon Moses is going to get a lovely cut into the race from the draw with Beauty and Me on his inside. For 3rd, 6 in On the Jacks, who won a novice last week in fair enough time at big odds. And for 4th, number 7, Chef's Kiss, who was a little bit disappointing behind On the Jacks. I thought she had every opportunity. We'll go 1, 2, 6 and 7 in race number 4.
1, 2, 6 and 7 for Jesse. I'll go the 2 on top, Ripon Moses, member of a pretty slick litter. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with the puppies here out of this particular litter. I know that Train was really excited about the Bernardo Ripon Memphis litter, and they're certainly early doors showing they're going to be well above average. So 2 on top from 7, Chef's Kiss. Never far from the action. 1, Beauty and Me from the draws right in the mix. 3, Upper Tucks, and you want to include the 6 On the Jacks. That was really good for Benny McLean last time out. It's a good race. 2, 7, 1 and 3.
He was up and about after New South Wales won the State of Origin second game on Wednesday, Shorty, and he'll probably be up and about again if he's recovered in race number 4, Ripon Moses. I'm tipping him on top as well. 7, Chef's Kiss. I like this greyhound. I think that she will improve. Number 3 for 3rd, Upper Tucks, and 1, Beauty and Me. 2, 7, 3, 1.
Now, Pete, there's a bit of a story that goes along with this. So the State of Origin on Wednesday night, this greyhound's called Ripon Moses. Man of the match, if I'm not mistaken, on Wednesday night.
Parramatta boy.
Mitchell Moses.
Yep.
The name of the greyhound, this dog was named after this particular greyhound. And I think he got a pretty nice result out of actually backing this character for man of the match.
Yeah, he sent it to me, yeah.
So he's done quite nicely out of Moses this week. He'll be looking to get another fill out of Moses there on Saturday night.
He's got plenty, so I'm looking forward to him asking us out for a drink scene. He does buy. That's one.
He's a beauty.
There's a lot of trainers that don't buy.
I'll give you the tip, though.
He does.
Good luck trying to keep up with the big fellow. There's a fair tank there, and I can never keep up with him. He's got me covered well and truly.
All right, let's go to race 5. First leg of the quaddie. My Anarchy Boy, $2.30, in from $3.50. Couldn't believe the $3.50 put up about this greyhound. He's won his last 2, and I've got no reasons why he won't be winning again. So 2 on top for me. Hinto, he's been unlucky at his last couple. For 3rd, number 1, Sunset Mirage. She's got a good record from the inside, and 8 Malfetta Cruz, but I love the way where he's drawn and the way he's racing at the moment. My Anarchy Boy, the price is gone, but I still think he'll win.
Yes, I tend to agree. I love this dog. Mandurah 488. Gee, it's going well. It was a super win again last week for Ad Smithson, and my love affair was certainly coming to the fore last week, and I was rewarded for sticking fat with the price that went up. This time around, the punters have not mucked around at all. $3.50 into $2.30. That is a proper smack early on. From number 4, Hinto loves this Mandurah circuit. I think it'll be right there and hard to beat once again. Number 1, Sunset Mirage, gets a lovely draw here, and number 8 in Malfetta Cruz is a dog that I've also got a lot of time for. Just getting across a field of this quality is not going to be easy. 3 Carter Axelrod. How do you leave it out for trifectas and first fours? It's chock full of quality, but my Anarchy Boy loves the place. 2, 4, 1 and 8.
2, 4, 1 and 8. I will go 4, 2, 8 and 1. I'll stick with Hinto. It was a massive run when fifth in that heat at Mandurah over the 488 where he really jumped awkwardly. Gave him about 10 lengths, and he's run Sunset Hornet, who's one of the favourites for the winter sprint, to 3.5 lengths. So Hinto on top. He's got a great record at the trip. He just comes from out of the clouds over the 488, and I think he's a great value bet at the $5. For second two, My Nicky Boy. I just don't like the map here with Sunset Mirage, who can use a bit of the track when he does jump. For third, number 8 in Mulfetta Cruise, and for fourth, 1 Sunset Mirage. 4, 2, 8 and 1, race number 5.
Race number 6 over the 488 metres. The favourite here is with number 3, Pudding Manelli, from $5 shorty into $2.80. I really was confident about his chances. He's dropping back in grade, in my opinion. But then I saw the owner of number 2, Shimmer Dream, on Wednesday, the guru, Gary Wilson, and he declared Shimmer Dream to me. So I'm not as confident, but I'm going with 3, Pudding Manelli on top. I'll put in number 1, West on Boomer, for second. Number 8, Pretty Hot, for third. And 7, West on Miley. GK, I'm leaving your dog out of the top 4, so you get a price, 3187 in race number 6.
Good morning to you, Guru. If you are tuned in, great man. Lovely to know that you're involved in another dog. And this is a nice dog, Shimmer Dream. Does like to use a bit of the track, though, if I'm not mistaken. That win from box 8 at Northam, it was comfortable out wide on the track. What that's going to do is potentially make it a bit sticky for Pudding Manelli. And I think it's going to give the red runner here, West on Boomer, a really good look at the arm. In that capacity, this dog can run along a little bit. It's won 5 of 11 here, track and trip. And I'm happy enough to have something here on number 1, West on Boomer. From greyhound number 3, Pudding Manelli, needs to just make sure that it misses Shimmer Dream in the early stages. I'll include the Guru's dog, number 2, in Shimmer Dream. I love that win there at Northam. And I'll include greyhound number 8, Pretty Hot. 1, 3, 2 and 8. It's a race with quite a few winning hopes. I'll stick with the red, though. How do you see it, Jesse?
I like West on Boomer. He's got terrific early speed. Shimmer Dream's going to stick off to his outside and could hold off some of the challenges like Speedy Ginny, West on Marley and Pretty Hot, who are going to try to carve across. So West on Boomer, I think, can hold up and be pretty hard to beat. From 2, Shimmer Dream, the extra 20 metres of the Northern 509 really does test him. So back to the 488 for the first time in his career should suit him. For third, 7, West on Marley, and for fourth, 3, Pudding Manelli. Not sure the move for a greyhound who hasn't won the 17 starts is really justified there. Pete, 1, 2, 7, 3, race 6.
Oh, listen to my call. I'm going to be up and about on Saturday night to you guys listening in. He's run second at 3 of his last 4 behind Barbecue Man, Mulfetta Cruise, My Nicky Boy.
He's getting a big pile of silver medals, though, Pete, in recent times, Pudding Manelli.
He'll win Saturday, Shorty.
Okay.
Race number 7 on the program over the 400 metres, and the favourite here is Pecorino Manelli at $2.15. Pecorino Manelli was a good winner from a wide draw going back 2 starts ago, and I'm going to put him on top. Number 4, Capadora, I think can improve for Christine Robertson. Number 2, Sand Cruiser, should be racing better than what he is. And number 6, Send It Kai. But I think Pecorino Manelli in a race like this would be hard to beat. 5, 4, 2 and 6.
5, 4, 2 and 6 for Pete in race number 7. Thought this was a really open race. I didn't really want to be getting involved in the short odds about Pecorino Manelli, but thought it was the most likely winner. So I've got it on top. I thought 4, Capadora at the price interests me as a little each way play in this race. I'll include number 3, Touch of Tommy, who respecting Joe Daly. Maybe a change-up might be nice for this dog. And Stevie Vanderclaus, he's never far from the action. Idyllic Page I'll throw into the mix. But I thought certainly Sand Cruiser, Send It Kai, they're in the mix as well here. It was almost a field job for me. 5, 4, 3, 7.
I'll go 5, 2, 4, 3. Number 5, Pecorino Manelli on top. Was a good winner 2 back in 22.55 from a wide draw. For second, 2, Sand Cruiser. I've never seen a greyhound with inside box statistics like this. Unplaced at all runs from inside boxes 1, 2, 3 and 4. For third, number 4, Capadora. And for fourth, I will throw in 3, Touch of Tommy. 5, 2, 4, 3, race number 7.
So race number 7, you've gone that way, and I have gone 5, 4, 2 and 6. Let's go to race number 8 on the program. Enjoy Retirement Judge Leone. And, of course, I'd just like to mention Leonie Smith and Robert Sparks. Leonie's having her final meeting as a judge. She's been there as long as I can remember down at Mandurah. A lovely lady. Rob's a great bloke as well. The two of them have been stalwarts of the industry, and we wish her all the best of luck in retirement.
Yeah, indeed. I'll echo those sentiments, Pete. A lot of people work behind the scenes to make race nights possible. The judges are a big part of it. It's not a job I'd like to do personally. Often the heat's right on. They have to go for the magnifying glass regularly to work out who's got over the line in the right order, but they do a fine job, and all the very best in retirement.
Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely lady. No prices up with Tab Touch, race number 8. Jesse, which way are you going?
I'm going to go number 7, Curo, who's dropping down in trip. First up over the 400 metres, but efforts have been really good behind Western Odie and Shy Emoji. I think Curo is the one to beat here. From 1, Sunset Pepe. Form hasn't been flash. He hasn't won for 12 starts, but did run second in a heat behind Bezecchi, who went out and flew at Northam. For second, number 1, Sunset Pepe. For third, I'll throw in 6, Common Speed. And for fourth, 8, Sunset Blackhawk, who appreciate the wide draw. 7, 1, 6 and 8, race 8.
I'll go 6, 1, 7 and 5, Common Speed on top. Nice last start winner. I know it was from an inside draw, but I think that she's got the speed to be able to get on pace here. 1, Sunset Pepe hasn't won yet in 4 starts from box 1. 7, Curo and 5, Sunset Viper. 6, 1, 7, 5, Shorty.
Good race, Pete. This is challenging, though. I've ended up with 1 on top. Sunset Pepe gets a look at them up along the inside here, and I thought that might be key to the race. If it gets that room to muster, can run along a bit up front. So I'll go with 1. From 7, Curo. If it's... kind of got it pegged more as a longer distance style of dog, but if it gets a look at it, it'll be strong. And with Sunset Blackhawk running up the track, Curo does get that room early, which is very, very important. Number 5, Sunset Viper, is another dog with a nice motor. And 8, Sunset Blackhawk does like this draw. A little out of form at the moment, but this is the sort of race where it could bob up. Don't disrespect Van der Collen, who won at big odds last week either. 1, 7, 5 and 8 for me in race number 8.
All right, let's go to race number 9. So over the 488 metres, Fancy Fred is the favourite, Shorty, at $2.90.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Fancy that Fred, young dog that's got a very big motor. It's kind of been a little bit of all duck or no dinner with this dog in recent starts. It was a very impressive performance to defeat Ichabod Mudd 2 back in 22 and 32. That was from a wide draw. Around it was last behind What a Ripper and last behind Wild Amigo. It was at a cramp quote last time out. Never really got into the race, but it moves to box number 1 here. It's got a slow beginner on its outside. This looks really pitchforked in, to be honest. If it runs to some of its prior performances as a younger dog, that 22-31 when defeating Sunset Lightning, that 22-32 when beating Ichabod Mudd. Granted, it steps out to 488 from those runs over 400, but you could see it being in front by a pretty significant margin, and I think from there will be pretty hard to run down. So 1 on top. From number 4, West on Smoky. This dog's run some quick times on the way through. If it sits handy and is the dog on the scene behind Fancy That Fred, wouldn't be at all surprised to see it run down late. Number 3, Aeroplane Ricky. It's another dog that's certainly still settling in. I think it's a dog that should appreciate this sort of grade of race and can be competitive here. And I'll include number 8, Cool Ash. 1, 4, 3 and 8 for me, race number 9.
I'll go 1, 4, 7, 6, 1, Fancy That Fred on top, just from the inside. Drew's got plenty of pace. We saw that he was competitive in the Derby series earlier in the year. Finished down the track in the chase final, so he's proven an open class company that he can match motors with some of the best sprinters. Over the 488, I think he will struggle late, but he should be off and gone. For second, 4, West on Smoky. For third, number 7 in Go Seek Ariana. And for fourth, I'll throw in 6, Stylish and Black. 1, 4, 7, 6, race 9.
I'll go 4, 1, 7 and 2. Let's get through these last few races. Favourite in race number 10, Sunset Comanche at $1.28. Should be winning. Price is not overly enticing. 6, Acing Kuna, 8, Jamie Keeping and 1, Nifty Ned. 2, 6, 8 and 1.
Shazam, Pete, yeah, best bet on the program. I thought it'd be a little bigger. It was earlier in the week, but that's what you get. It'll be hard to beat here from 6, 8 and 1.
I will go 2, 1, 6, 4, race number 10.
Race number 11 on the program. Favourite is number 4, Timon Lane at $2.35 and should be hard to beat, even though he hasn't won in 3 starts over the trip and hasn't won at Mandurah. 2 for second, Pepper Grinder. 8, Yamasaki Bale and Coco Shimmer. 4, 2, 8 and 6.
2, 4, 6, 8 for me here. 2 on top, Pepper Grinder. 4, Timon Lane. Bit of a wallet burner. 6, Coco Shimmer. 8 Yamasaki Bale, 2468.
I'll go 2648, 2 Pepper Grinder on top after leading over the 721. From 6 Coco Shimmer, 4 Timon Lane and 8 in Yamasaki Bale, 264 and 8.
And in the last, the favourite in race number 12 is with number 7 Emerald Guard at 260, just ahead of Kanyamia Shorty at 270.
Yeah, love the way this dog's going. Had no luck at all last time out. Might find itself back in the pack a little bit here. I've ended up going with number 1 Kanyamia from the draw on top. From number 2 Shy Emoji, who was a really impressive winner last time out. Number 8 in Bo Cruz. Draws a bit sticky, but can certainly play a part. And 7 Emerald Guard, if he gets luck in the run, will be charging home all over the top late. 1287.
7241 could get a bit messy with Sassy Snickers out in front, but 7 Emerald Guard on top. From 2 Shy Emoji, 4 Weston Odie and 1 Kanyamia. 7241, race 12.
Your best?
Race 2, number 5, Premium Star. Race 5, number 4, Hinto. And race 6, number 1, West on Burma for a quaddie. 1, 2, 4 and 8, the first leg. 1 and 3, the second leg. 2 and 5, the third leg. 1, 2, 7 and 8 in the final leg there. What about yourself, Shorty?
Best bets for me, race 3, number 1, First Look with a 1 and 6, Quinella. Race 5, number 2, My Anarchy Boy. Race 10, number 2, Sunset Comanche. Quaddie-wise, 1, 2, 4, leg 1. 1, 2, 3, leg 2. Third leg, numbers 3, 4, 5 and 7. And then coming home with 1, 2, 5, 7, 8. My thoughts for a busy Saturday night of chasing, Pete.
My mum just texted through, said I didn't give tips in the last. Good on you, Mum. 7, 8, 1 and 2 for me in race number 12. Looking forward to what is going to be a big night of greyhound racing tonight at Mandurah with the Winter Sprint Final. It's an absolute classic, and there's some very good races that we've gone head-to-head with over the weekend, boys, so looking forward to that. Shorty, you're going on leave for a couple of weeks, so enjoy it.
Thank you, Pete.
We'll miss you, but we'll look forward to having you back in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait. I'll have a couple of quiet drinks for you over the next fortnight.
Good on you. So David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw on Chasing Winners.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.